Hello everyone, my name is Nur Nazira Asma binti Muhammad Rosli. My ID is DEM102041. I want to make an introduction about racism. Racism is the belief that the abilities and characteristics associated with humans are based on race and that some racial groups are superior to others. In recent times, there have been many issues related to race and ethnicity in our country. Thanks to social media, because with it people are free to speak, bash, criticize, and accuse any race they want. There are some people who will upload pictures or videos of incidents of different races, fights, arguments, or disagreements for the entertainment of people and those who see them will easily interpret. It is a good thing if Malaysia is at the same level as developed countries in terms of technological progress. But what is troubling is the feeling of hatred and tension that accumulates between races that can be spread through these means. Thank you.
My name is Jasnita Ilina Anak Mitu, DEM08211144. Today I want to talk about the objective. First, identify measures to overcome free association in the community. Studying the cause of the occurrence of the free association can occur. Knowing what the benefit or advantage in the free association from the happening. Next, define the health inequality regime, social development or health injustice, and anti-racism and anti-black racism. Next, review the timeline of the development of the policing at the local level. And the last one is evaluate the effect of racism as a public health crisis policy. That's all.
Assalamualaikum and greetings. I'm Nur Alisha Sofia binti Yusri. My ID number DEM08211091. Today, I want to talk about means racism. The meaning racism is a form of belief, attitude, and practice that discriminates against a group of people based on their racial characteristic. Basically, this belief assumes that humans can be divided into the various races, and at the same time it also assumes that a person's value and rank can be determined based on the race he represents. In Malay language, the concept of racism is closely related to racism and also the spirit of Asabiah. This understanding of racism is always bring destruction to humanity. Often, racism is involving hostility towards a certain race. That this understanding will produce practice as follows. Is it also divided into three, namely racial discrimination, racial segregation, and also racial extermination. In addition, there are various types of racism which are divided into the first four, which are individual racism, statutory racism, ideology racism, and finally reverse racism.
Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. My name is Nur Azura binti Muhammad Ashari, ID DEM 08211125. Today I would like to present about the factor of racism. The first factor of racism is personal insecurity. It's true that those who lack an identity and struggle with insecurity may seek group membership. Sometimes hostility arises toward those people who have been alienated. It becomes much easier to attack others when you're among people who share the same viewpoint. Racism comes in when groups are formed based on characteristics like race, bolstered by belief of superiority and supported by systems of operation. The next factor of racism is segregation. Being segregated from other racial groups greatly influences attitudes and feeling about race. Lack of contact with other racial groups tends to narrow and harden a person's belief and opinions about others and offers few chance for negative belief to be challenged. That is why segregation by race early in life can influence the development of racist belief and attitudes. Another factor of racism is poor mental health. Is racism a sign of poor mental health? Not necessarily, but it can be. For example, paranoid personality disorder and narcissism are both mental health disorders that are characterized in part by feelings of insecurity, which may make a person more likely to hold racist beliefs or engage in racist behaviors. But it's important to recognize that racist beliefs and actions are certainly not limited to people with mental health disorders. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum Miss. My name Nur Amin Sofia Diti alias DEM 09211089 page 25A. Today I would like to talk about factor racism. Factor racism is number 1 is organize people into distinct groups. Segregation which hardens racist perception, preference and belief. Simply put, the US systematically contrasts a racial category, placed people inside of those categories and segregated people on the basis of those categories. This means that they are likely to treat people from outside of their social circle less favorably. The second factor racism is social media. The principal fellow of the Institute of Ethnic Study, KITA, University Kebangsaan Malaysia, Professor Dato' Tiong Kok Siong said, it is due to the voice of politics in this country that cause disputes in the community and they are displayed that deliberated provoke racial issue on social media. That's all from me. Thank you.
My name is Jisnita Ilina Anna Matthew, DEM 08221144. Next, I want to talk about the effects of racism. The effect of racism is the community in Malaysia who do not have the knowledge and understanding about the issue involving race and religion and the identity. This is because the ancient content in the social contract have actually clearly stated the role of each major race in the country. Next, the effect of trauma in the various background. This is very worrying because it involves several sensitive issues for the people in the country such as the citizenship, regularship issue and the rising issue. That's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Saya Nur Izzati binti Razali DEM 08210887. Every day we are to new of illness, injuries and deaths in the mass media involving people who are traumatic and mentally imperfect. This psychopathology effect increased by the traumatic environment in the left. A study conducted by Rotek et al. Discussed the important understand is in collection for post-traumatic case of racial discrimination, department result and loss of life. A very worrying so that there is a sense of trauma among the community indirectly. The bad effect that can be seen by Malaysian disabled have occurred abroad as a result of interracial script is become a benchmark from Malaysian disabled because if a fight of rape break out then surely the effect will be more or less the same of when have been seen before.
Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. My name is Hasnira binti Mustafa. My ID is DEM 082113. Here I will present the way to solve the problem of racism. The first is that the government needs to establish a racial commission with specific legal powers to manage and report on racism and racial discrimination. Besides, Malay is also our national language and can be used as an official language channel that can be used by all Malaysians. Furthermore, parents also have a role to play in avoiding the problem of racism among their children by having to educate the children by setting a good example and polite when talking or doing activities with others. On the other hand, it is necessary to provide various activities for students to active racial unity and harmony through school education, which involves involvement in co-curricular activities at the primary, secondary, and higher education level. Lastly, every student needs to get involved in activities that can rouse the spirit of helping each other and being loyal to friends and trusting each other among students of various age and culture involved.
Hello, my name is Intan Rina with Masura from the EM 072119. First, learn to recognize and comprehend your own privilege is one of the first stage in ending racial discrimination. Racial privilege manifests itself in a variety of social, political, economic, and cultural settings. Two ways to start this difficult process are to examine your privilege and use it to destroy racial barriers. Race is just one element of privilege. However, your level of privilege may vary depending on your religion, gender preference, ability, socio-economic status, language, and citizenship status. You must be aware of your privilege and understand their implication before you can use them to jointly empower others. Second, validate the experience of and feelings of people of color. To engage in difficult discussion about racism and discrimination and to be supportive of others' people experience. We cannot avoid talking about oppressions and prejudice out of concern that we might get it wrong. Learn how racism still has an impact on our society and take action.
Hi, my name is Batisha Husna Isnan from DEM 0821 batch 25A. In conclusion, the topic discussed is the issue of the racial unity and racism. We can see where many problems will arise due to the lack of solid agreement between race. Strong ethnic relations are very necessary among the people of a country that has diversity in terms of religion, language, culture, and ethnicity. The question of ethnic relation, unity, and integration is very important to create political stability, and then the development of the country runs smoothly without any interruption. Unity and integration are important so that national energy can be channeled to deliver the country instead of being used to solve problem arising from ethnic diversity. Living in a country of various customs, beliefs, and religions teaches us to respect each other. Undeniably, social media has played an important role in spreading the good news about tolerance and acceptance.
Today, I want to present poster racism. The poster wants to tell about stop the issue of racism for a bright future, so the next generation can inherit a good explain for a professional life. Next, we need to take care of each other and preserve our values and dignity, so as not stir up racial sentiments. Besides, we should join hands to apply good values such as respect and tolerance to each other for a safe, of peaceful and environment. Therefore, even though we have different skin colors, our hurt and feelings remain the same as long as we take care of each other racial issue together. Finally, white feelings should not be considered higher than black life.